Jillian Joseph spins on the inside. Turns back to her right. Dodge down the left alley for Schiller. Turns back up top with Maurer now. Union just about 30 left on the shot clock. Maurer looking to feed it down the right alley. Now tries to move it through X. A difficult pass for maybe not much gain. No good. Trickles out of bounds on the end line. Picked up by the Engineers running up the far sideline. We started out today about 2 minutes left in the first quarter. From there, that started 2-1 for Union. From there, we've kept just about that same ratio. Now 6-3, still in favor of the Garnet Chargers. As Claudia Pats will have to go to the box. Union's been really dominating this game in most facets, except on the penalty sheet, where it's been really tough. Union's had quite a few cards, but have failed to give up too much ground on the extra man on the man down opportunities. They let down one early, which was really on the border of being a man down opportunity, but Union just wasn't able to get settled correctly. And the Engineers took advantage, but when they're settled in their zone, they've done a very good job down a player. As you see, they're going to play this zone concept. 3 players across the top, 1 at each pipe, and then 1 kind of floating in the middle, trying to find those cutters. As 1 player has to step down, pass across the crease, shot save with the body. Big time stop from Widlitz. She'll turn it the other way. Pass goes to Tegan Shea. Now off to Doyle. Doyle carries it over the U, goes through a sea of dark. Gets some heavy contact with an Engineers player. No signal yet from the referees. And it'll be a green card going against number 29. That's Abel Syed, sophomore defense from Bedford, New Hampshire. Doyle will keep the ball. She's at about the 40, 10 more yards to go. Quite a few dark jerseys in front of her. She'll run to her right, but has to pass back to Compa. Now Compa splits the D and makes it over. Union has a minute 10 to kill in this penalty. Have about the same on the shot clock. So they do have enough time, definitely, to take this one all the way through. But it looks like they're just going to start their offense right away. As actually, it is all even. But it will be a player down for Union after through the RPI penalty. We're expired first, but feed to the inside shot. Finds the top left corner. Goal for Union, 7-3. That one for Greta Maurer. That's her third, split between 2 days. And she'll get the hat trick. Don't know if it counts as a hat trick if you score goals 22 hours apart. RPI player is now out. Union's still a player down for 47 seconds. 12:10 left in the third. Back at the draw. This is the only 2 areas that have been at all negative for Union in the in the later goings of this game that have occurred today. Have been the draw and those penalties, but they've had a couple draw wins recently. This one they had the advantage of, but bounces back. Maurer has a shot at it, kicks it over to Doyle. And that's another hockey for Maurer, that able to find the ball to her teammate. Tries to hit a cutter, gets across, shot goes. Schiller wide open on the backside. Beautiful lob pass to get it over the defense in the middle. And then Schiller's just wide open. I mean, I already said it, but takes a complicated enough shot, takes it low against the goalie, Canfield, and gets another one for Union, 8-3. Still a player down, still 25 seconds left with Pats in the box. Back at the U. Draw goes up off the stick of an engineer. Then in the ground, and a pointless whistle keeps it the way of our PI. Brief whistle, but we keep playing. A good check puts it on the ground. A whistle. I don't think that was for the check. I think that had to be for something else because it's a beautiful back check. Either way, Ella Graff, number 14, is going to have a free position opportunity dead middle in front of Widlitz. Graff in her left hand has adventures against a lefty goalie and goes off stick side low. And anytime a free shot from the arc, dead down the middle, off stick side low, that's a tough one for Widlitz. And it makes the score 8-4, still following that at 2-1 ratio that we started with, which is great for Union. They're just increasing their goal lead as we go. But again, Union's issue of fouls coming back to get them. Back to the draw. Union's been doing a much better job. Morgan Adams assisting her. That's Compa and Greco. Union's just done a good job of making these contested ground balls, and they've done quite a good job on ground balls. This one down again. Compa had a chance at it. Now it's going to be a double team between Compa and Schiller. Pass goes off the stick of an RPI midfielder, caught right out of the air by Schiller. And she'll start pressing immediately the other way. Goes down the right alley and moves it through X. Now Union will have to wait for their subs. On comes Guanci. And Doyle. Moves around to the far wing, now back at X. Dodge down the left alley. Schiller shot. Bounces wide. Might have had some contact out front. Reset on the shot clock. Shot. This one stuffed. That was Jillian Joseph, I believe, trying to take that low angle one, but it was well read by Canfield. Quick clear going the other way. Will be successful. Union defense able to get in time. But no ride from the attack. Ball out behind X. First offense is going to be initiated from the point. Feed to the inside. Looks like the crease player wasn't even expecting it. She was kind of already on the way out of her cut. But a beneficial bounce for Union as Sammy Johnson's able to pick it up in the middle and start the clear. Now it's with Jillian Joseph, runs it down the far sideline and gets into offensive territory. Ball's going to wrap behind, looking for a feed, but doesn't have the window. Now does. Shot goes. Guess who? Schiller. Another one, 9-4 Union. And I believe that will be her third. Or I'm sorry, that'll be her fourth. She opened up the day for Union. And Schiller just being very aware off ball. That's a good cut. And Mickelson came all the way around from X. She was looking for the feed the whole time. First two cuts were covered well by the Engineers, but then the third one, good backdoor, wasn't expecting it. And it turns to a goal for Union. 5-goal lead now. There might be a switch up here. It's going to be number 20, Emily Speck, the sophomore midfielder for the Engineers. Maureen Adams has done a much better job in the second half. And it's been fruitful for Union. This one goes straight up, contested in the air. Only one who tracked it was the RPI player. That's number 7. Ava Gilladrone. And it'll be a timeout as RPI tries to stop the bleeding. 9-4 in favor of Union. 9:07 left in the third. Back out of the timeout, 9-4 in favor of Union. They've been rolling pretty much all day today. And went down first to start the game in the brief 10 minutes that we had yesterday. But it's really been all Union since. RPI's done a good job of being able to throw a few goals in there, but every goal RPI puts, Union puts in 2. Offense is going to start it behind. We'll see what Coach Delano drew up in the timeout to try to get our team back into this game. RPI clears out the near side. Now they set a pick over the top, feed to the inside. Union was really early on that slide that let the inside player get open, but the rest of the defense was able to crash down effectively enough to get a ill-advised shot off. That was an easy save for Woodlett. It's now going the other way. It's Maurer. Maurer dodges onto her right, and she'll get the call. Shooting space. Maurer now at the arc, looking to put in her 4th and the 10th for Union. She's in her right hand, lower angle, and she'll pass it out. Feed to the inside. It's Lana Mickelson. Lana Mickelson made her money in the last RPI game with those backdoor cuts, getting on the inside and finishing. Hasn't been able to cash in today. Jillian Joseph. Face dodges, now passes back around to Schiller. Schiller loses it. On the ground, she'll get it back. Sends it off to Joseph. Joseph down the left side. Shot bounces wide. Chased down by Del Papa. First year attack. Schiller trying to make a rollback on goal line extended, but didn't have the room. Feed to the inside. Finds Mickelson. Mickelson sends that for the top left, but it ends up a little bit wide. No contact. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. He starts out on the end line. Comes up top. 5 seconds. Not any room. 0. The shot comes, goes high. No contact. It's going to be a turnover on shot clock violation for Union. Took a good amount of time off the clock. Now under 7. 5-goal game. Union's back on the ride. And that pass just went a couple inches outside the outstretched stick of the Engineer. Somehow stayed in bounds. I couldn't have a view with the tent. But Schiller able to get the ground ball, and it's instantly turned back over. And then now Dembowski gets a check. Union rides working hard. There's no whistle. The players stopped playing. I couldn't tell if it was inbounds, out of bounds. The ref was standing right there and never made a signal. Finally, after all the players start looking at her, it'll go the way of the Engineers. RPI able to carry it over. We'll sub for their offensive players. Feed across the middle, doesn't find its mark. Picked up on the backside, I believe it's Dembowski. Running it up the far sideline, has to roll back, still has space to move. Gets past another dark jersey, now makes the pass down to the attack. That's Mickelson. She'll carry the hot behind before passing it back up top. Difficult pass. Won't go out of bounds. Able to be collected by Greco. Union, I think their last offensive set was honestly pretty great. They had a lot of good opportunities. You end up with a shot clock violation, but I think some good shots were taken. And I'd honestly rather end up with that, rather take a shot at the end of the shot clock than give a bad one and make it an easy save for the goalie. It's up top with Schiller now. She's looking for a feed, doesn't have it. Moves across. Now down to the wing. It's Mickelson. Mickelson looking for the feed, no space. She'll carry it up top. Switches to her left and now back. Lofts a pass to X a little bit too much. Able to be collected by Joseph. And a whistle goes against Union. Engineers offense. Starting out on the wing. Finds space. Now gets contact. Union player came out of nowhere. That was Deneen, first year from Wilton. Ball out at the arc. 11 o'clock for Widlitz. Going up against a left-handed player. Advantage to the Engineers. Shot comes. Bouncer makes it through. 9-5. 4-goal lead for Union College. Confused players there, but ball sticking the way of the Engineers. Successful clear. Under 3 minutes left in the third. The shot category is really lined up as RPI's found some more attempts on offense, but goals still heavily in favor of Union. And the turnovers have decently evened out. They've gone much closer. Union just 3 behind in turnovers, but has a 7 ground ball lead. Ball at X40 on the shot clock. Union playing a little bit off. Not afraid of giving these players space as we get a whistle. Errant pass. Leads to a ground ball on the end line. Briefly picked up by the Engineers, but a good check puts it right back down on the turf. Cost turnover. It's going to go to Deneen. Now quick transition the other way. It's Maurer. Maurer down the right side. Shot goes. Greta Maurer gets another. 10-5 Union. Back to a 5-goal lead. As Union continues to keep double the score of the Engineers. Now Union will have 2 4-goal scorers on the day. Maurer and Schiller. Maurer combining hers over 2 days. Schiller having 4 today. A little bit of talk between Morgan Adams and the referee here. Seemingly to be about the legality of certain checks. But now we'll be ready for the draw in the center of the U. It's going to be Morgan Adams. I believe she's against Emily back. I'm sorry, that'll be... Yeah, that'll be Speck. Goes the way of Compa. Not able to get in the first try, but picks it up off the turf. She's going to look to push instantly, but now decides against it. Sends it to the outside for Del Papa. On comes Guanci. Mickelson moves it through X. Now to Schiller. Schiller dodges to the left. Runs into traffic. Passes out to Verano. Verano flips it to Schiller dangerously. Now a check puts on the ground. Union able to... Compa picks it back up. 20 seconds left. Compa dodge shot goal. It's another for Union with just 18 seconds left on the clock. 11-5 in favor of the Garnet Chargers. Back to the draw, only 18 seconds left. It needs to be a quick win and a quick transition to the offensive end for either team who wants these points. Goes straight up to Compa. She's not able to come down with it, but Morgan Adams gets a great ground ball. Quickly passes to the attack. About 10 seconds left. Feed to the inside for Compa. Shot. Great save. Canfield bounces back out. Under 5. Union has another chance if they can get it in the middle. Feed blocked out in front. Great defensive play. And we'll end without another score. It'll be 11-5. Union College at the end of the third. Draw win goes to the Engineers. Green card. Going to go against Mauer. RPI needs a goal now more than ever. They only got 30 seconds left on the Union card. Find space in the middle. RPI player goes flying. She'll get up quickly. That was Stackhouse, who's had quite a bit of contact this game. Might be a strategic sub here to put in Bomber. I mean, she looked pretty good jogging off the field for the free position opportunity. She's already got one up here from the same position. This shot flies wide, blocked out back by a Union player. Trickles into the crease. Now picked up. Union's got it. That's Sammy Johnson. Johnson's got to switch hands. She'll go to the right side of the field. And passes it off to the attack. As the Union penalty will expire. And we'll be back to even play. Brief loss of possession, but Union gets it back. Feed to the inside. A slide prevents the shot, but it looks like Compa might have taken one to the mouth. Compa will have the free position at the 2 o'clock of Canfield. She has her right hand, gives her some more space. Shot. Tries to find that bottom left corner, but bounces it wide left. Quick restart for Joseph off the end line. Sends it up top to Schiller. Schiller's got space to work with, goes to her left. Draws a slide, feed to the insides, a little bit too far behind Mauer. Picked up by the goalie, Canfield. Clear going up the far sideline. The Union ride's not able to get in her way. She'll make it past the 50. Now being corralled out, she'll spin. Call goes against Union. Trailing by 6, 12 minutes left. Goal every 2 is what's needed for your RPI to get it back in this one. Face dodge, runs into a sea of white, has to pull it back out. Under 30 on the shot clock. Goes to right hand. Great one-on-one defense from Maurer. No opportunity to work. Feed doesn't hit its mark. Ground ball out in front. Briefly picked up by Compa. Now a shot comes. Whistle goes against the Engineers. It'll be Compa's ball in the middle. Starts up. Compa will throw one over the U. Finds his way into the stick of Doyle, who'll carry into offensive territory. .30 left. Union looking to make it a 7-goal game. Maurer up top has the whole right lane at her disposal. She takes it. Shot. Can't tell if that even made it to the net. Now it goes. Doyle gets it on the crease and is able to finish. Good fake and shot, and Union is surged in shots. RPI was coming back there for a second. Union originally led 10-2. Came back. RPI was only between 2 shots. Now Union 26-11 in shots. And that's transferred to the score. 12-5 with just over 10 minutes left. Midfielders. It's going to be Morgan Adams on the draw. She'll be working with Greco and Compa. On the draw, it'll be going up against Emily Specht, sophomore midfielder. Morgan Adams has done a much better job at the draw in the second half. It's part of what's helped them in their surge to the 7-goal lead they currently hold. Draw pops high, a little bit towards the Union end. Ground ball goes for Cedrone. Junior defense from Middletown, Maryland. Union player coming from the box almost gets a back check and an easy turnover. RPI trying something new. Clears out everyone in the middle. Dodge coming from the far sideline. Really far out. Great defense from Greco. And RPI gives up the whole plan. Feed to the inside. Open shot goes. Number 25. Bomber. Junior midfielder from Vernon Hills, Illinois. Works a good 2-man game. Slips to the inside and is wide open for an 8-yard shot that goes. Whistle goes in favor of Union. It's going to be Greco who successfully gets the clear. Just under 9 minutes left. Union now with a 6-goal lead. RPI has done a good job with responding all day, but hasn't quite had the ability to take that extra step and surge and really bring Union any closer. A little bit of confusion there. Feed to the inside. Bouncing shot rolls by. Del Papa taking a good attempt at that one. Feels like it would have gone if it went on cage. Now starting out behind, that's Mickelson. Mickelson feed. Finds its mark, but good defense prevents the shot from getting off. That was Del Papa coming around again. She's doing a lot of good work off ball. Flip out front for Maurer. Maurer face dodge, finds space. Shot bounces wide left. Maurer goes down, and we get a whistle in her favor. Maurer from the top middle. Shot. I didn't even see that one go in. That was moving. 13-6, and Greta Maurer gets her 5th of the day. Now leading Union's team. Really putting the nail in the coffin, thwarting any kind of comeback from RPI. RPI offense starting to dodge from well high up top. Has to pull back. Union's one-on-one defense has been phenomenal today. Good switch. Not letting the Engineers abuse the two-man game. Feed to the middle, has some space. Shot, good save from Widlitz. Bounces out, a ground ball for Union. Starts to go the other way. That's a left-hand feed down to Jillian Joseph. She takes a shot, bounces off the goal, the stick of Canfield. Reset for Union. They'll be able to pull out back out the ground ball, take some more time off this clock. Feed to the inside. Schiller had a chance. She gets knocked down and a whistle in their favor. I don't think I see a card coming out. I think it'll just be a free position for Schiller. Another save. Union again gets possession. That'll be another reset as Union really milks the clock on this possession. I I mean, some great saves. I mean, big-time plays if you're RPI, but also I don't think Union is very upset about those not going. 60 seconds off the clock might be more worth than a goal at this point in the game. Feed to the inside, doesn't hit its mark, bounces into the crease, and is picked up by Canfield. Engineers looking for a final surge. Just under 5 minutes left. Dodge to the left hand. Great defense by Union. Now runs into a sea of white. Pass misses its mark, but collected behind by another dark jersey. Looking to reset, start back up top again. It's going to be Graff. Graff goes to her right. Now finds some space in the middle. Pass gets knocked down. A Rust shot goes well over. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. End line restart for the Engineers. Pass moves around to the point. Just 2 seconds left. No real urgency here from the Engineers, and that's a shot clock violation. A terrible way to end a possession where you desperately needed a goal. So against Union, looks like it'll be a free position. 2:50 left. Still sitting at a 7-goal lead. Front end setter for Ella Graff, leading goal scorer. For the Engineers. In her left hand going up against the left-handed goaltender. Shot goes. Great placement. Off stick side hip. Difficult to get there for Widlitz. That'll turn into a 6-goal game. 2:47 left. Union wrapping the ball through X. Under 2:15. Now shot goes. It's Jillian Joseph Bring her first of the day, I believe. Yeah, she'll add a 2-assist day. She'll add a goal to that. 3 points. .210 left. Draw goes back towards Union's side. Ground ball for number 7, Gilladrone, sophomore midfielder from White Lake, Michigan. Gets control for the Engineers. Whistle, it'll stay. The ball of RPI. Good check from behind. Puts it down. Picked up by Widlitz in the crease. And we are now 1:20 left in the game. And about exactly the same left on the shot clock. Union could end the game on this possession. If they can get through with a clear. Almost turned over at midfield. Picked up by Doyle. She'll sprint to the other sideline. Has to pull it back out. Great ride from RPI, but now a nice long pass to Lockney. Will make it through to the offensive end. Under a minute left in the game. And this should essentially be it, as Union comes with a big playoff win to cap off a 11-3 season. They'll move on in the Liberty League playoffs. And continue their postseason hopes. They've had some great wins this year. One of the only real games that they dropped was this RPI game a couple weeks ago. But able to get their revenge now against their crosstown rival and get a big-time playoff win. To back up some other big-time wins they've had, beating Ithaca earlier this season was a huge one, and they played William Smith tight. Those are both teams they might need to see later on in these playoff matchups. So another great win for Union. They'll move on in the Liberty League playoffs, 14-7 in favor of the Garnett Chargers. Thank you for tuning in.